All right, we're going to talk about how UPI makes India's money move. In a country with over a billion people, how does money get from point A to point B in an instant? Well, today, we're diving deep into the system that's at the heart of India's digital economy, UPI.
Think about this for a second. How does money literally teleport across India in seconds? I mean, you tap a button on your phone to buy a coffee, and poof, the money vanishes from your account and appears in the shopkeepers. It feels like magic, right? Like actual teleportation? But it's not magic. It's an absolutely incredible piece of tech, and we're going to break down exactly how it pulls it off.
So let's get into it. The tech behind this entire payment revolution, it's called the Unified Payments Interface, or UPI for short. And this is the system that powers pretty much every digital payment you can think of in India, whether you're in a massive city or a tiny village.
So what is UPI, really? Well, at its core, it's a digital system that was built by the National Payments Corporation of India. You'll hear them called NPCI. What it does is link up all of the country's banks into one single unified network. And because of that, anyone with a bank account can send or receive money instantly, any time of day, 24/7, just by using something super simple like a phone number or a QR code. This is actually the perfect way to think about it. Imagine a giant, country-sized telephone switchboard, but instead of connecting phone calls, it's connecting bank accounts, and it's doing it in real time. That's UPI in a nutshell. It's that central hub making sure your money gets exactly where it needs to go, instantly and without a hitch. Okay, so we get what it is. But how does it all happen in just a couple of seconds? To really get the genius behind UPI, let's follow the money. We're going to trace a single transaction, right from the moment you hit pay to that little buzz in your pocket that says it's done. So let's set the scene. Picture this. You're at your favorite cafe. You just ordered a coffee. It costs 200 rupees. You pull out your phone, scan the little QR code on the counter, type in your PIN, and hit send. Right there, the journey of that 200 rupees has just kicked off.
So what is actually happening in those 2 seconds? Well, a whole lot, it turns out. Your app shoots a secure request over to NPCI. Remember, that's our central switchboard. NPCI immediately pings your bank and asks, hey, does this person have the funds? Your bank says yep and gives the green light. NPCI then instantly routes that request over to the coffee shop's bank, which accepts the payment. A confirmation zips all the way back to your phone, and boom, it's done.
And just like that, payment successful. Seriously, before the barista has even finished shouting out your order, you see that confirmation on your screen. That whole complex, multi-step conversation between your app, 2 different banks, and the central NPCI network, it all happened faster than you can blink.
Okay, so that's the how, but why is it so ridiculously fast? I mean, what's the secret sauce here? What makes this whole thing work at nearly the speed of light? Let's pop the hood and look at the engine.
This comparison really nails it. Think about a regular card payment. It's like taking the long, winding back roads. The request goes from the machine to a payment gateway, then to a card network like Visa or MasterCard, then to your bank, and then all the way back again. Phew! But UPI? It's like a private express lane built directly between the banks, and NPCI is the super efficient traffic controller making sure there are no red lights.
And if we break it down even more, this incredible speed comes down to a few really smart design choices. First, it runs on a system called IMPS. That stands for Immediate Payment Service, which was built from the ground up for real-time payments. Second, NPCI, our switchboard, is designed for instant switching. And here's the kicker. It completely bypasses those slower traditional card networks. Because the banks are plugged directly into this express lane, the whole conversation is super lightweight and direct.
All right, so now we know how it works. Let's zoom out for a second and just appreciate the massive, massive scale of this thing. Because, it's one thing to invent a cool piece of tech. It's something else entirely for an entire nation to start using it every single day.
Just look at this number. Over 10 billion. That isn't a year. That's how many UPI transactions are happening every single month. It's a mind-blowing figure, and it really shows you how deeply this system is now woven into the fabric of daily life in India. And who's behind all these transactions? We're talking about more than 300 million people. To put that in perspective, that's about the entire population of the United States, all using one single, unified system for their everyday payments. And this chart, wow, this really puts it all into perspective. When you look at daily digital retail payments in India, UPI isn't just one of the options, it is the option.
It handles over 90% of all transactions. It's completely dominating the entire landscape. Now, this kind of success, it doesn't go unnoticed. UPI's unique design and its just unbelievable scale have made it a new benchmark for financial technology. And you better believe countries all over the world are watching and studying it very, very closely.
So, what's the secret recipe that the rest of the world is so interested in? Well, first off, for users, it's either free or extremely cheap, which gets rid of any barrier to using it. Second, it's completely interoperable. It doesn't matter what bank you have or which app you prefer, they all speak the same language. Third, it's proven it can scale to a truly mind-boggling level. And finally, and this is so important, it's an open platform. That means anybody, from a huge tech company to a student coding in their dorm room, can build a new app that plugs right into the UPI network. And that has sparked an incredible wave of innovation.
And this isn't just talk, it's actually happening. We're seeing real-world adoption. Countries like Singapore, the UAE, and Nepal have already partnered up with India to either integrate UPI directly or build their own systems just like it. This is making seamless cross-border payments a reality.
I think this quote really sums it all up perfectly. UPI was never just about making payments a little easier. It became the engine, the foundational layer that has fueled an entire digital boom in India. And believe me, it is just getting started. And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? As systems like UPI start to go global, they're forcing us to rethink our basic ideas about how money should move. Should it be open and instant for everyone? Should it work seamlessly across borders? UPI has given us one really powerful answer, and it leaves the rest of us wondering, what will the future of money look like for the rest